Welcome back. Today, we're going to tackle one of the biggest, most common headaches in AI art. How do you get the model to actually pay attention to what you want? We're going to move past just writing prompts and learn how to really become the director of your images. So, you ready to take control? Let's get into it. You know the feeling, right? You've crafted this beautiful, super detailed prompt. You have this perfect image in your head. You hit generate, and the AI just kind of wanders off. It's like it saw something shiny in the background and completely forgot the main point. So frustrating. So here's a classic example. You specifically asked for a woman in a red dress, right? But the model got totally obsessed with the flashy neon lights of the city. The entire star of your show is basically lost in all that background noise. Well, today we're going to learn how to put the spotlight exactly where it belongs. The solution, the big secret, is a technique called prompt weighting. And you should really think of this as your new director's tool. It's how you can finally tell the AI, hey, over here, this part, this is the star of the show. So what is it exactly? Well, prompt weighting is just a way to adjust the influence. You can think of it as the volume of certain words in your prompt. You can literally turn the volume up on things you want more of, and, you guessed it, turn it down on the things you want less of. The best way to think about this is like you're taking a digital highlighter to your prompt. Now, yeah, under the hood, the AI is doing a bunch of complex math with vectors, but forget all that. For you, it's as simple as highlighting or underlining a key phrase. You're just telling the model, hey, pay extra attention right here. It's a simple idea, but it has a massive impact. And here's your new control panel. Now, the exact symbols might be a little different depending on the tool you're using, but the core idea is pretty much universal. Think of parentheses as a quick way to say more of this, and brackets to say less of that. But for real surgical precision, you use the numbers. Anything over 1.0 boosts the idea, and anything under 1.0 dials it back. This is where the real fine-tuning begins. So, how do we actually put this to work? It's not about just throwing random numbers in there and hoping for the best. There's a really simple, really effective process. Let's walk through it step by step. First, and this is key, always start with a good basic prompt. Get your baseline image. Then look at it and decide what needs a boost and what needs to be a little quieter. Apply a moderate weight, don't go crazy, and see what you get. And here's a pro tip. Always put your most important subject right at the start of the prompt. The AI naturally pays more attention to the beginning anyway. Combining that position with weighting, that's a true superpower. All right, enough theory, let's see this thing in action. Seriously, the difference between a basic prompt and a carefully weighted one can be absolutely night and day. Remember our woman in the red dress? Here's the fix. See that? We've cranked up the weight on woman in a red dress to 1.4. And at the same time, we told the background crowd to quiet down a bit with a weight of 0.7. And just like that, boom! She's the focal point, just like we wanted. The story is now about her, not the city. And this is where it gets really, really powerful. Weighting isn't just for objects. You can emphasize a whole vibe. Here, by boosting dramatic cinematic lighting, we're not adding a new thing to the image. We're changing the entire mood. The shadows get deeper, the highlights pop. The whole scene just feels way more intense. What if you have a key prop that just has to be the center of attention? Without weighting, our warrior's sword here is fine, it's a sword. But by really cranking up the weight on ornate sword, we're telling the AI, no, this weapon is the hero piece. Make it epic. And see those double parentheses? Some systems let you stack them for even more emphasis. Okay, let's have some fun with it. A rockstar frog is already pretty cool, but we want to see the action. By emphasizing electric guitar solo, the model focuses on the pose, the energy, that shredding expression. And by dialing down the crowd, our little amphibian friend becomes the true headliner. This one is just awesome. A sci-fi city is great, but a giant holographic cat billboard? That should dominate the skyline. Without weighting, it might just be another ad in the background. But with a weight of 1.5, it becomes this massive, glowing, undeniable centerpiece of the entire city. You just can't miss it now. Now look, like any powerful tool, it's pretty easy to make a few mistakes when you're just starting out. So let's cover the common pitfalls right now, so you can skip all that frustration and just go straight to getting amazing results. First up is the temptation to just go nuclear with the numbers. You really want that red dress, so you crank the weight all the way up to 3.0. You're basically screaming at the AI. And well, just like with people, screaming usually leads to some weird, distorted results. So, the fix is simple. Be gentle. The sweet spot is usually somewhere between 1.2 and 1.8. That gives the AI a nice, firm nudge in the right direction, without totally breaking the image. Think of it more as a strong suggestion, not a screamed command. Okay, mistake number 2. This is what happens when you try to make everything important. You weight the woman, and the dress, and the city, and the lights. And what happens? Well, if everything is important, then nothing is important. It all just cancels out. It's like taking a highlighter to the entire page of a book. The fix is to be decisive. Choose your star. Pick 1, maybe 2 concepts that you really want to pop, and focus all your emphasis right there. And finally, don't forget the fundamentals. We talked about this earlier, but it is so important it's worth saying again. The AI naturally gives priority to the words at the beginning of your prompt, so don't bury your main subject at the end and then try to fix it with a crazy high weight. Start with your subject, then use weighting to fine-tune it. Okay, you've got the theory, you've got the tools, and you know what pitfalls to avoid. So now, it's time for you to get in the director's chair. I've got a little assignment for you to really lock in this new skill. Go find one of your old prompts that just felt a little chaotic. First, pick one subject and use weighting to make it the star. Next, try the opposite. Take a busy background element and use a weight less than 1 to just quiet it down. And finally, do a little stress test. See how high you can push a weight before the image starts to get all weird and artifacty. This is the best way to develop an intuition for that sweet spot. So you see, you're not just a prompter anymore. You're a storyteller, and you have precision control. You can guide the viewer's eye, you can set the mood, and you can make the details that matter most to you truly shine. The only question left is, with this new power to direct attention, what incredible story are you going to tell first? Thanks for joining this explainer.